Welcome back, this is MDawg, and this is the 21-22 leveling guide. We are grinding for silver, as you might be doing as well if you play Russian Fishing 4. We're going back to 1044. We're going to try it again. Let's give it a good bream session. So something new I'm doing today, and if you're seeing this video, it must have worked out okay. I am going to be trying to upload multiple videos to create one video, assuming that I get phone calls and interruptions from work. So instead of doing what I have had to do in the past, had to is a weird phrase, don't know that that's exactly the truth, but what I've chosen to do in the past, which is to just kind of mute myself but still hang out and let the video keep running, I'm going to actually stop the video as I get interrupted for work and then restart the video when it's time for me to continue to fish. My work responsibilities have changed some, which, as I've mentioned before, means that I get interrupted a lot more. But I tend to get interrupted for shorter amounts of time. In fact, you may even see that there's some times where I just really aren't interrupted, but just have to go look at my computer for a second and type something to somebody. So in those cases, maybe we won't stop the video. But when it's going to be a full stop, I need to have a conversation with someone, then we will stop the video, and then what I'll do is I will be uploading multiple files to create one video to YouTube, but still totaling about the same amount of time, theoretically. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so we are back to using garlic dough. This is our smaller hook, so our size 4 hook. I'm also switching it to clip of 15. And we are also starting to fish here way earlier than you typically would for bream. But I thought, let's really give this spot another chance and try to get a really good feel for how this spot is doing. I saw several of your comments agreeing that this spot has gotten a little weird, a little inconsistent. Still seems like there's some good bream here. But let's do some more investigating. So it's 15:50 right now. Like I said, we are very early, but we'll see how it goes. And we can make all kinds of garlic dough now. I've got all the ingredients that we need. And the cool thing is we're still getting points for garlic dough. Occasionally, at least. Let's check and see if we have a fish on. Where are we on harvesting baits? So garlic dough is still one of the most recent ones, so that's why we're still getting points. So we'll go to cottage cheese dough and pea porridge at 40%. Okay, let's keep making garlic dough. We're going to be fishing for so many bream, we might as well have lots of garlic dough, right? Oh, we might hit it. Oh, I guess we didn't. Guess we didn't again, because we would get that little ding sound, right? Alright, there we go, 40%. I'm going to just finish making it. I think I have enough to make 10 batches, which that should, yeah, that's it. That should get us through. Alright, out of curiosity, what do we need for cottage cheese dough? Wheat flour, milk, cottage cheese, which you have to get that from Corey. We have 10 of those, so we can at least make some, and then sugar. So that's pretty expensive, but, you know, we'll make it as we need to. And then pea porridge is just peas and semolina. I'm guessing the total price of that might be a little less. So let's make, I don't know, 10 cottage cheese. And then maybe make a bunch of pea porridge after that. Again, there's not the rush. Ooh, this is slow. We're at 15-meter clip. If it doesn't pick up, we'll move the clip. There's not the rush that there was to get to garlic dough anymore. The next thing I guess you're wanting to get to is 50%, so you can start making fish pieces. If you want to fish for burbot, fish pieces, night crawlers can be helpful. But all three of these are 45, but really the only one that, you know, you technically are going to do is probably making egg dough. So when we can start making egg dough, we will start making egg dough at least till 50, and then after that we don't, you know, again, there's no rush again at that point, unless you're just dying to be able to dig up night crawlers, I guess. At this level in the game, like, we've kind of done what we want to do, which is unlock all these baits that allow us to fish for bream and tench and other stuff like that. Hey, that's a good start. I like it. Okay, so let's see. Christian Todorovic says, why when a fish takes my bait on a float, I pull and the fish is not there? Ooh, I feel like we've talked about this some in some of our videos back when we were float fishing more, which in fact, if I'm not totally stressed out because of work by this point, after we bream fish, I was going to at least do a little bit of float fishing here at Old Berg because there's a white bream spot that might be working okay. But basically, what you have to get used to in this game when you're float fishing is the difference in, you know, when the fish are nibbling or playing with the bait versus when they're actually aggressively taking the bait. And if you pull too early to set the hook, you won't catch the fish. It'll just pull the hook right out of its mouth. So typically when that's happening is you're probably not being patient enough. But don't feel bad. It is very tricky, and it also works a little different according to what fish species you're going for. Some fish tend to bite more aggressively and quickly, while others tend to nibble for longer. So just keep practicing, and it will start to make more and more sense, most likely. Don't worry, I'm still here, just gonna stretch, walk around for a second. I am gonna have to take a bio break at some point, but we'll hold off just a little bit longer. Ooh. Okay. Great to see you back on Belaya, Crisis comments. Bit more luck this time around with the Dragonfly bells, and just in general, I usually go with 30 retrieval speed and alternate between straight speed up and... Why did I lose the comment? Here it is. 5 reel rotations followed by holding shift for speed up. I'd say if you feel it's too slow to retrieve between casts due to the difference in distance, then just bump it up from your usual 22 and see if 30 helps. Yeah, I'll try that. That's great feedback. And next time at Belaya, I'll try that. That might work better, actually. I'm level 18 now, Marcus says, with 1,400 silver. And the grind is killing me right now. With this saving, I'm probably about 25% on my way to trolling well on Quarry, it seems. But by that time, I'll probably be level 20, and I'll be behind on silver compared to which maps I can visit. I'm sure it's by design so players are more likely to buy gold. Yeah, there might be a little bit of that. I mean, I think that... Oh, that's good. Sounds like somebody had a pretty good night recently here at this spot. I think that that definitely, in terms of like if you're playing free to play, or even if you have premium, but you're not buying gold, which I think is smart. I'm not suggesting at all that people start buying gold for shortcuts to get gear. I think you're gonna definitely feel that grind. You're definitely gonna feel that my level's getting higher and higher. I technically can go to Bear, or I can go to Volkov, or I can, but I don't have anywhere near the silver that I need to get for the gear that I want to be able to fish in those spots. But you just gotta ignore what level you are and just focus on the amount of resources that you've been able to put towards saving for gear and continue to try to work on that. There will come a time that the level will become a grind as well. I mean, there will become a time when, in the time that it takes you to level up to the next level, you'll earn all kinds of silver. So it's only early to mid-game that you feel that pressure of, oh, I'm so high level I can get to these new maps, but I don't have the gear to fish there yet. What is going on in our spot right now? This is interesting. I guess because we started so early, we're seeing more variety in species. I don't know. So, I mean, that's all I can really say about that. I think that when I start these leveling series, one of the points I try to make early on is try to just remember, do what's fun. There's tons of different types of fishing, different species you can go for in a lot of the early maps. So find the spots that are fun for you, the approaches that are fun for you. Focus on that fun. Aim towards that. Find ways to be efficient, but also enjoying yourself. The silver and the progress, all that will come. You just got to find a place where you can just enjoy the game. If this is the game you want to sort of be your, people talk about lifestyle games where you're not like playing a little bit of everything. Every time something new comes out, you're into that or into this, or this is kind of one of those games where if you're into it or when you're into it, I mean, this is kind of what you're playing, If you're not that into it, or if you don't have time in your life for a, lifestyle game that you tend to spend, a reasonable chunk of time playing, if not every day, every couple days or whatever, this probably isn't a good fit, There are other fishing games out there. If you're just looking for a couple times a week, you want to spend 30 minutes to an hour and have a chance to catch a few fish and experience some different, like, simulated fishing things, there's probably other games that are going to be a better fit for you. But if you want the one that feels most like an MMO, that in my opinion has the most depth and the best techniques, like technically speaking, catching fish in this game to me is just better. Then this is the game for you. I hope that the cafe orders are still active, because what Norbert was sharing with us, that he had a pretty good night here fishing for bream, and because of cafe orders actually did really well on silver. So let's hope. Oh, that's a 65 gram bream. That's That's one of those rare breams. That really shouldn't be called a bream, right? That's a straight up silver bream or something. I don't know. There's some weird stuff going on in chat. Just remember, everybody, don't feed the trolls. You know, we have no administrative ability to do anything in the in-game chat for RF4. We have a large and great community, but when you have a community this big, there's always going to be some. Now, some of it's just, you know, we all have a bad day now and again and get a little sharp or quick with people or whatever, but there also are people that just seem to want to disrupt things and make a butt of themselves. So just remember, don't feed the trolls. Minimize the damage. And if someone's really, you feel like, you know, getting personal with you, offending you because of the way that they're picking on you or calling you things or whatever, if that happens, certainly report that person. No one's got time for any of that. This is meant to be an escape, a relax, after work or school or whatever, something to enjoy. We do not need any of that garbage, so. All right, let's see. Audrius Sukaska says, hey man, I bought the Supercast catching 1 to 8 kilo fish under 10-minute fights. I overload it with some 10 kilo line. Seems pretty good on Corey. But the sad part is Corey is, in my opinion, dead right now. Thank you for that feedback. I am glad to hear that, as we are probably going to be trying out the Supercast as well, just to see what we can do with it. But don't worry about Corey being dead. These things, fish migrate, things change. A lot of times it's just a matter of like finding a different part of the lake if you're trolling. Trying out different lures or even different approaches, as in if spinner baits aren't working, try spoons. If spoons aren't working, try wobblers. See what colors are working best. I mean, it's hard to find a situation where something's completely dead. Now, it might be hard to feel like you're really making the kind of progress you want to make if things are a bit slow, but when that happens, definitely just go fish somewhere else. I mean, we're level 17 in this leveling guide, and I've been amazed at how many good spots we've been able to find across even just a few of the water bodies that someone that's this level can get to. Another nice bream. Whoa! What is our friction break at? 26? What if this had been a trophy? I'm surprised we didn't lose this fish. We pulled it so hard right from the start. Well, I certainly don't think, you know, before we've been fishing at 20 clip here. So far, I would say 15 clip seems at least as good, you know, as last time we fished here at 20. We'll see how the rest of the night goes, but okay. Jugalo King 69 dope comments. I'll be back when I get more experience. Glad I found this game. WoW's player. It's almost like WoW considering how time flies when playing it. Yes, I've often said there's a few things about RF4 that can connect well with people who really enjoy the MMO process. A lot of the features of typical MMOs. Leveling up, grinding, progression. And there's a lot of similarities there to an RPG or an MMO type experience. So that was definitely my background when I first came to this game. Not that fishing didn't hold an interest at all to me. It held an interest. I like simulation games as well. I specifically enjoy fishing and hunting, at least in game variety. I don't do either a ton in real life. I mean, I'd fish some in real life, but not a ton. I don't ever go hunting in real life. So I don't think those are by any means requirements, although for some people it certainly helps if they are really into fishing in real life. This is a nice one, I think. Definitely trying to keep the reel out of the red. We don't want to take any chances. These rigs aren't set up perfectly. They're close to perfect, though. It's a little sketch, but it's pretty good. But I still don't want to put too much wear and tear or too much strain on a cheap reel like this. I'd rather not blow one up while recording one of these leveling guides. Although as they take some wear and tear and get, less and less strength to them, that chance does become a reality, I guess, if we don't adjust how it's set up. This fish should be poking its head above water any second now. And then we'll try to get it in a little more aggressively, but you hear the reel clicking. That's because it is pulling tight. It does not want to come in. It's right there. I mean, there's part of me that's wondering, is this a common carp? But I don't think so. Like, it has felt like a bream. Alright, we're getting our friction brake up now. Guess what? Holy cow, guys. Oh my goodness. That's a trophy. That is a big trophy too. 5.8? We're not messing around. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. That one came in at what, 11:30, 11:40? Just before midnight? Everybody's asking what spot and all that. Yeah, we're still at 1044, 15 meter clip. And for what it's worth, that was on a large one hook. Ooh, weekly record. $15-meter clip is where it's at, though, it seems. Did I say the wrong thing? No, 1044, that is correct. It's another nice one. That is a big boy bream. 5.8? Unreal. This is 2 leveling guide series in a row, at least, where we've had bream trophies. I don't remember about the third one back, but I remember the last one we had a bream trophy as well. Okay, wow. Fady says, what feeder size do you recommend for catching bream? And when going for maximum size, yield better results. Love your channel. See ya. Thanks. I appreciate the support. I don't know about using a bigger. I use 30 gram feeder size with bream. Now, I think I like using nicer feeders than this. I don't know that I would want a heavier feeder. I don't think with bream there's any reason to get one that's so big that you're using 2 portions. I haven't ever seen that to be worth it. But listen, it's always worth testing that stuff. I can't tell you the last time I actually did that. So you might get onto something, you know? Experiment. Try it out. My initial reaction is, no, I don't think that would be worth it, but I could totally be wrong on that. And I have not switched back from my Lotro series OBS. That's going to always be a problem, I can tell. Getting a little scary. A little stormy. Alright, so how are we doing here? We're already at 12 and it's 2 a.m. Yeah. There's just some good fish coming out. It's not the, like, best bite rate ever. There's definitely been bream spots that's been a little better bite rate, right? But the quality of the fish coming out here does seem to be really good. The lightning is real. Yeah, since that trophy, I mean, we had that one weird common roach, but we're on a streak of several over a kilo bream. I feel like there was still... Alright, Renifcher comments, really enjoying this series a fair bit. Fair bit. Hold on, let me consult to figure out if that's a compliment. Really enjoying this series a fair bit. Yes, I think we're good. I think we're good. Alright, I'm just kidding, Renuf. Any chance you could show us how VK works? Yeah, I can show you. So you've got the link in the video description, right? I don't know exactly what you mean how it works, but I can pull it up for you and we'll look at how I use it, if that makes sense. We'll see what kind of fish this is real quick and then we'll look at that. It's not as big as the last one, I can tell you that. It might be like 2.5, 3 kilos though. Swing it on back. Okay, so this is what happens. I open up Google and I open up VK, okay? So this is the site that you get to, right? This is VK. I'm gonna right click on the page and hit translate to English. And then I'm gonna scroll down and read about all the different fishing spots that people are using right now. So this one is at Sura. This is what they're catching. This is how their rods are set up. This is where they are on the map. Everything has been translated from Russian, so it may not read the easiest, but that's basically how you do it. And I've got to take this call. So we'll be right back. Let's test this out.